Thank you, and you both have talked about what was concerning me with this bill, which is that it does appear that we're talking about mining, not maybe specifically within the boundary waters area, but adjacent to it enough, and that's in fact why we have this regulation, because scientific study and consultation with all the relevant parties produced a regulation that said, no, we need to go forward with this regulation in order to protect the letter and spirit of the environmental preservation that we're trying to do. And of course, it's not just preserving this special fragile environmental area, but it's also the millions of dollars of revenue that comes to the state from tourism, both from across the country and across the border and from many other places. I guess I'm also concerned, Representative Randall, you just mentioned, the science continues to evolve, and it's not static since the 1970s, and so there are new considerations, particularly within the watershed. If we were to approve this repeal by CRA process, it then blocks any future administration from taking action with respect to protection of this property. So I guess I'm both concerned by the fact that, as you said, it's a bit of a misdirection to say, oh no, it's 5 miles outside that this foreign company is going to be mining minerals for their corporate benefit, not for Americans, and that we're not going to be able to address the harm for many, many years after. Can you speak to that?
Thank you so much, Representative Scanlon. This is the real concern. I think in addition to protecting this special, unique place with, as you mentioned, significant tourism economy that benefits the state and our country, setting the precedent that we will repeal an order like this and block any future regulation, any future protection, any future preservation is really terrifying to me. We say, like, we don't accept any new science. We don't like the way this happened. We don't like that we can't ensure that this foreign company is going to get rich because they maybe have spent $500,000 in lobbying in the last year. And never again can we learn from the ability, from new science. Never again will we learn how we might preserve and protect this place further. Never can we say, oh, it turns out the Democrats were right, the pollution was terrible, let's do something different. But no, we won't be able to, because the way this resolution is written doesn't allow us to do any further regulation.
Less concerned with the Democrats being right than the scientists, and when you have a regulation, there's this whole process that talks to everyone in the community, including the folks that run the campgrounds and the fishing spots and everything. The regulatory process got input from all of those people, and most importantly from the scientists. I mean, I think it's important. I suspect the fishing camps think their input is important as well. But so the regulatory process was done with all of that input, and then as you noted, on the other side, we've got this foreign corporation that's dumping a lot of money into lobbying. It's a particularly swampy kind of DC thing where all that work of putting together a regulation, soliciting public comment, looking at the various affected interests, is then going to be swept away without a similar process, and in fact will block the ability of folks who are interested, all the stakeholders, to take action for the foreseeable future. So I think it's a poor use of our time. I think it's a bit of a fraud on the public who's going to be most impacted, and I would oppose it. Thank you for your